situation.
You would think by now police departments would have seen this happen enough across the country, especially with Ferguson, to go, we need to be ahead of this. We need to come out. We need to be forward. We need to, do X, Y, and Z to prevent these things from happening. It's like you have the blueprint to what fails, and they keep going through the same blueprint to what fails, what causes riots. Like, they like, fuck it, we're gonna do the same shit we've been doing. And it's one of those things where you have like the police department in South Carolina. I was like, fuck you, you fired. And guess what? This shit didn't happen there. And so you can go through the process without this if you nip it in the bud in the beginning, if people are prosecuted, if you give answers, if you're up front with the community. And that's the thing, you have to be up front with the community. You're not up front with the community gets mad, the community demand answers, which they should, because their tax money is paying you to do your motherfucking job, and you're sticking your middle finger up at them. And it's funny how for black people, you don't work for them. For white people, you do. Other communities, you do. You work for those communities, and it's very frustrating when you go, well, my money's green too. My money spends too in this community, but I don't get the same respect, because a lot of it is just flat respect and flat sympathy and empathy for people in the community. And people can only take but so much. They can only take but so much beating. They can only take but so much shooting. And it's one of those things to where people get frustrated. And it's funny though, when you sit and listen, people act like this shit was the first incident and this is the first time this ever happened. No, baby. People have been getting arrested in these communities for years. People are getting shot in these communities for years. Unanswered murders for years. The same old thing. Well, I was scared and I was frightened. Yada 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 yada. After a while, people go, "Hey, I'm sick and I'm tired of all this death, and there's no explanation and there's no reasoning why, and it doesn't make any sense." And when the community tries to mourn is when everybody cuts the food. Like, we are not allowed to mourn. We are not allowed to go through the grieving process. We are not allowed to, because we're quote unquote always supposed to be strong. We're always supposed to act right. We're always supposed to be politically correct. We're always supposed to turn our cheeks. We're always supposed to put up a sign and have a silent protest. Well, this is the way we're always supposed to respond. And the thing is that we've been responding like that for a very goddamn long time. For a very, 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 very long time, people have been responding like that. And a lot of times when they respond like that, you know what they get? Billy sticks to the head. You know what they get? Dog sick on them. People act like this history does not exist, and it does. And for me, it becomes very angering. It becomes very frustrating. And also for me personally, I get to the point where I'll be like, well, goddamn, how do I know something like this won't happen in my city? I can't speak for other black people, but I know the city of Charlotte is not above some bullshit like this happening here. So it's just one of those things where in my heart breaks and it goes out to the community. And I have empathy and sympathy for all the people that are standing up, regardless of the color of skin, black, white, transgender, all these people that are coming out and like, I'm tired of this. I live in this community too. Your job is to protect us, not kill us. Your job is to serve and protect us, not treat us like we're some dogs in the street. Your job is to serve and protect us and keep us safe. Your job is not to go fuck your breath. Your job is not to choke me out. That's not your job. Your job is to serve and protect us. And it's very, very frustrating when the people that your tax money goes to serve and protect you turns around and gives you a bullet. And it gets me to the point where I become afraid. I become scared. You don't know how to respond. You don't know how to react. Just like, black people are seeing this. You know who else is seeing this? Police departments across the country are also seeing this. And you know what? They're getting scared also. They're getting frightened also. So it makes me fear, fuck, next time I get pulled over, am I going to get the one that over responds because they're afraid that it's going to be another situation like it was before. And it's just one of those things where I get to the point where I'm cautious and I watch and I look, and it's very frustrating because as a black person, you're guilty because of the color of your skin. No other reason why. I don't want to hear no excuse. No. I am automatically painted as guilty, regardless of my education, regardless of what college I went to, regardless of if I have a degree or not, regardless of how much money I make, regardless of what kind of car I drive, regardless of what kind of sports I play, regardless of that, for the fact that I walked outside my motherfucking door, I am guilty as charged. And that shit gets fucking old. It gets really, really old when you know that you will not get a fair trial. It gets old when you know judge and jury is the police officer, not the justice system. That becomes a problem. I don't get my just cause. I'm shot for petty shit that you see other people. People fail to realize. I watch TV and I watch the news and I see other cultures cuss the police flat the fuck out. And they will do everything they can in their power, tase them, all kinds of shit, but they will not shoot a lot of these people. Not to say they don't, but a lot of times shooting is the last result. I don't get that. I don't get that benefit of the doubt. I automatically get, I am a wild fucking animal and I will attack you. That's what I get. I automatically get that response. And it comes to the whole system needs to be redone over. People need to be retrained. People need to be taught that based off of color or skin does not automatically mean you're guilty. And it's just one of those things where it's police officers TM, because a lot of times, regardless of the color of the skin of the police officer, it's a fraternity. And I do understand that all police officers aren't like that. I don't have a problem with that, but there are enough that it becomes a problem. That's the thing. It's enough where it becomes a problem. And if it's a problem, the problems have got to be addressed. You do not address these problems by sweeping shit underneath the rug. You do not address these problems by holding up your fraternity shield and telling the community that they're crazy, telling the community that it doesn't matter, because that's what you do when you stand up and you put out these police reports and you tell everybody to calm down, but you're not answering questions that the community have. You're ignoring everything. The stuff and shit in Baltimore is the end result of years of being ignored. It's the end result of years of not answering questions and death after death after death. This is years. People who are quote unquote seeing this for the first time act like this shit is just oblivious. This is the first time it's happened. No, this is happening too much across our country for people to keep playing ignorant. And it's very, very frustrating when I see the bullshit on social media and the politically correct people come out and they act like you're wrong. So not only am I being attacked by the police, by the city and the mayor and all this stuff, then I have to deal with people that look just like me also telling me that it's my fault for being black. And that becomes a problem too, because okay, not only do I have to deal with external things telling me is a problem, I have to deal with internal things telling me is a problem. And I understand that everybody has their own coping mechanism to deal with the insanity of being black in America. I do understand that, but at the same time, everybody's coping mechanism doesn't work for everybody, because my way of dealing with it might not be your way of dealing with it, but a way of dealing with it is not ignoring it, because that's some people's result of dealing with it, is ignoring it and going, well, that's y'all niggas over there, I'm not one of y'all. But at the end of the day, your day's gonna come, or your day may have came and you just tapped out. You go, well, I don't want to deal with this, and you move up and move out because you want to go somewhere quote unquote safe. But even there, guess what? You cannot change the color of your skin. Guess what? You cannot change people pulling you over based off of that. And to me, this whole thing becomes frustrating. It becomes aggravating, and it's very heartbreaking to me to see the videos, to see the anger, but I understand the anger, and I'm not saying that the violence is right, but I'm saying I understand the violence, because it's funny how nobody pays shit attention till shit burns down. Nobody pays shit attention till the fucking CVS goes up in flames. Nobody pays shit attention until people start tearing up police cars. No cameras are there. Nobody's there when people are mourning until people tear shit the fuck up. And then here you come to say, what are y'all doing down there? Why do people have to tear shit up for people to take their plight seriously? And that's to me, that's the whole problem with this. Being ignored is a problem, and we're in a place today where being ignored is not an option because of social media, because of cameras. But see, the thing is, like, some people are adapting and some people are not adapting, and the police department they're gonna have to change, or else you're gonna keep getting an end result like this.